Hi all, welcome back to Beanie Composter. As you can see, Christmas was good to me. Got a new beanie hat. You've had Christmas with all the food and that, but as Christmas is over, you get to January, February, where it could be hard, especially if you live alone or just two of you, to accrue enough, waste for that hot bin. So today I'm going to sort of show you and give you a few ideas of where you can get extra waste from and what you can look for in the garden at this time of year, and even around your local areas where you can get waste for your hot bin to keep it up to temperature.
So cutting back stuff in the garden for Beanie is my job normally. Sometimes he tells me off that I cut back too much and his beans are not able to eat everything. This is why the garden doesn't look as I want it to look, because I would tidy everything within 2 weeks and it would be pretty and prepared for spring. It's not the case, because the hot bins need the food every week, so I only allowed to cut back as much as they can eat.
So there are still plenty of weeds, even end of December, come January as well. So we've got things that can still be picked and put in the hot bin all year round. One thing I will say is, today's nice and blowy. It has been quite damp, but once you get a nice, airflow in the garden and everything dries, that's a good time to pick stuff. So even at the side of the house, which is, that's the council, they look after that, but generally they don't come very often. The grass is still long, although it's very wet, but you can still find plenty of weeds like, this thistle, so if you look around, there is still plenty that can go in the hot bin this time of year. I do understand that some of you probably have snow and things like that, but like I'm saying, if you get a dry spell where you can pick as much as you can store it for a couple of weeks and keep feeding your hot bin.
This is not a thistle. He doesn't know what he's saying.
What is it then?
It's not a thistle.
It is.
How is it thistle?
That is a thistle.
It's not.
It is.
Look at the flowers.
That's a thistle.
It's not a thistle.
Okay guys, is this a thistle or is it not?
It's not.
The missus thinks I'm mental explaining this stuff now, but if it gives one person a laugh, then I think I've achieved what I need to achieve. But on a more serious note, if you are able to go to a greengrocer's and ask them if they can save you, this was like the bags that they keep leeks in, they keep parsnips, things like that in, but actually for drying your stuff off, they are really, really good. So these leaves and branches that were in here were soaking wet in one of the tubs that I kept it in, and since I've put them in here, you get a nice blowy day. I'm not saying hang it on the washing line, but if you just leave it in one of these bags, then nature will naturally dry it for you, and that's one way of drying your stuff. Now it occurred to me that I knew this woman a while back, that she had rabbits that she kept indoors, and she used to collect the dandelions, and because the rabbits weren't allowed to have wet leaves, she would put the stuff into one of these little salad spinners, and if you were collecting waste that was quite wet, that you could just put all your stuff into the salad spinner, I mean, and if it is all wet, so give it a good spin, and that could be another way if you want to make sure all your waste that's going in the hot bin is nice and dry. Then that's another way. And you can get these salad spinners on a big industrial scale. They're quite expensive, but if you look on eBay or somewhere, I'm sure with all the places that are shutting down at the moment, you might be able to pick one up cheap. So it's just food for thought there. if you want to put in dry waste into your hot bin. The missus is laughing, thinking this is ridiculous, but you know, like I say, if it helps one person out, then it's got to be good to go. So as I'm saying, there is plenty of stuff that you can find, and it doesn't have to necessarily be in your garden. You can also go for walks and, you know, find weeds like that that will go in your hot bin and keep it hot. Another thing, if you're struggling to get waste and you know you don't have a big garden, or you don't have much, you know, in your garden to create that waste, then you can go to local places like, you know, cafes, coffee shops, old people's homes, nurseries, schools, anywhere where they produce food, and you can just ask them if they can keep you some scraps. Like, I work in catering, and I know that most places in catering just throw all their trimmings into the bin and hardly any of it gets recycled. So if anything, you'd be doing them a favour, and you'd be doing yourself a favour. Also, if you're, you know, approaching, say, a school, a lot of places like that, they shred all their paper up because data protection, things like that, all their paper and things like that gets shredded up. And that's another thing, if you contacted them and you're struggling to get bits and pieces like paper at the moment, then that's another way that you can help them by taking some of their recycling stuff, and it saves you shredding the paper up, makes it easier for you. So if you're struck, hang on a minute guys, that's the door. I think there's a delivery for us.
Amazon delivery!
Bloody hell. Wow, got a new stirrer guys, £5 from the Hotbin company. I thought Beanie Composter said you could get them for like £1.50 odd from Toolstation. As it's been Christmas, you've probably had loads of boxes like this. You know, the Amazon boxes, they're quite thin, so they tear up real easily by hand. And if you know, you are struggling for paper, cardboard, things like that, and also waste, don't be embarrassed to ask your neighbours if they've got things like, you know, boxes or even food waste that they want to, you know, give to you. You know, I think the hot bin is great for creating a community, and, you know, if you ask people around if they've got, you know, waste and things like that, then it'll lead to other conversations. And at the moment, your Christmas trees, they're all getting probably left on the side of the road, and if someone in your street has got like a shredder, you may be able just to borrow that and shred all the Christmas trees up around, save the council having to come and collect them, and you've got bulking agent for the next few months. So these are just a few ideas, because I know a few of you have said on the, you know, on the comments that you struggle to get waste this time of year and you'd like some ideas. So these are a few ideas where you could just get extra waste, cardboard, bulking agent, just to keep your hot bin hot at this time of year. I hope these videos are helping you out, and you know, a few people have requested some videos and we will be doing those. So don't forget, subscribe, join us again, give us a thumbs up, and until next time, happy composting and enjoy.